What's up, everybody?
Hey guys, welcome back.
Joe and Kevin back with another episode of The West Wing. Here.
Yeah, we got to binge 4 last week, which was super cool for us, but now we're sadly back to 1 a week.
I know, it's
But,
gonna be weird.
yeah, but for those of you watching on Patreon, you are seeing this a month ahead of what the people on YouTube are going to be able to see as far as the highlights go.
Heck yeah,
So
man.
we do that because thank you so much to our subscribers. We really do appreciate it. No hate to those of you on YouTube. Glad you're here with us as well.
And if you are here on YouTube, if you would not mind, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already.
That would
because as of today, Kevin, we are celebrating a huge
We are
milestone.
celebrating, and some of you even gave us the shout out early, which we really do appreciate. We finally hit 1,000 subscribers, which I know in the world of YouTube isn't a lot, but for us that really felt good. So we really do thank you so much.
Feel good. It does.
It does.
And you know what? I think it's cause for a little celebration.
It's cause for a little celebration.
Excuse me, guys.
Yeah. The champagne of beers, Miller High Life.
Ooh.
Yeah. Cheers.
If it's classy enough around Burgundy, it's classy enough for me.
To all of you.
Thanks for 1,000, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much. And if you knew what time it is that we were recording, you would think this is even less cool than it probably even is.
Yeah, I picked the high lives because it was a funny bit. I'm like, well, 1,000's like cause for celebration. I don't want to get a thing of champagne, so
Right.
we'll just get the champagne of beer. That's why
right.
they're high life specifically. Anyways, this is not an ad.
Nothing less sad than a breakfast beer.
I can think of one.
That is a tasty beer.
Alrighty. Well, anyways, thank you so much for 1,000 on YouTube. We appreciate everything you guys do for us, and we're going to continue to give you guys more content going forward in 2023. And like we said, we're up on The West Wing. We're about to be up 4 on Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso. This week we're going to get up 4 episodes ahead on Patreon on Ted Lasso.
Yes.
And
then after that, we're going to do Mad Men and The Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Yep. So we're going to get up and Schitt's Creek in the between.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So all 5 of those we're going to be up on, plus adding a new show this week. Which we'll tell you about when we do it.
It's a surprise.
It's a surprise. It's come highly recommended from commenters like yourself, which is why we're doing it. So thank you very much, guys.
Cheers.
I'm gonna set this over here after a little sip.
A little sipsky. They're really not bad. When I was in college, this was my cheap beer of choice.
Mine was Natty Light. I was super poor as a college student. The West Wing, which we have been absolutely loving every single episode. You can make a case for any number of episodes for being the best one of the show thus far because the writing and the performances are that good.
They knock it out of the park each episode.
Yeah, they cover a wide range of topics. Last week was a campaign stop in the great state of California. The week before that, all the trouble with Mendoza being arrested for driving while Hispanic. It covers an awful lot of ground.
Yeah, just the way you said that's a horrible event, but it was it's quite comedic episode.
I've known people it's happened to around us, so it's not an alien thing.
Well, without further ado, let's get into the next episode. Also, we got some Patreon subscribers.
Oh yeah, I don't want to forget to shout out to Patreon subscribers over the weekend. If I butcher names, I don't mean it. Nicole Bissonette, great name. Brian Harris, Incohate, Mani, Josephine, Skinny Obelix, Chris, Lisa W, Kayla Monsanto, Brianna J, Roy Martinson, and Violet Aurora. Thank you.
You guys are rock stars.
Thank you and welcome. We really do appreciate it.
And for those of you that are curious about our Patreon channel, it's linked down below. Click the link. We have the full-length reactions to all of our videos over there. You have to bring your own copy of whatever we're watching because we cannot show you copyright laws.
Right. You have to sync with this, which is why we give the countdown every time on Patreon. Right.
There's also a couple of exclusives over there. We're doing Succession right now.
Right now, we're about to do this week. We'll be doing the 7th episode of Succession. Yeah. So we're getting close to the end of season 1 over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, all of our content full length is over there on Patreon. And thank you very much. And without any more ado, let us go ahead and begin, finally, this episode of The West Wing. The First Lady's back, Dr. Channing.
I think it's cruel for the First Lady to mock a 14-year-old boy. Jeffrey helped open my eyes to the issue of child labor exploitation around the world.
Lily, when did Jeffrey happen?
I dug it up for her yesterday. You're going to love him.
Let's find out.
Susan, it's child labor, and we want the news cycle.
The news cycle doesn't belong to us, Lily. It's not ours to give away.
That's kind of true.
Your guy's married to our guy, and our guy won an election.
That's also very true, yeah.
Does the company know that its subcontractors are using child labor?
If they do, then they're simply criminal.
There it is.
That was a pretty good pitch to hit.
Mr. Dahl, widely respected on Wall Street as the chief architect of the longest peacetime economic expansion in history, was in the 4th year of his second 4-year term as chairman.
Oh, they got to replace the chairman of the Federal Reserve.
Yeah, I was gonna say, all hell's about to break loose.
That's a big one.
Yeah. You know, has there been a TV show about Wall Street? Succession a little bit, but we don't really get that kind of...
Maybe Billions a little bit.
Oh, I haven't seen Billions.
Yeah, but...
It's mostly lives on in movies, I guess.
Right.
Like
yeah, much more so in movies. Yeah.
The Big Short probably being the best example of
right.
That. Announce Ron Ehrlich.
Not yet.
Announce Ron Ehrlich as Dahl's successor.
Not yet. I'm saying I'm not sure. It's the Fed chairman. Give me a day.
It's going to be an expensive day.
I'll admit, this is an area I'm not really familiar with.
Basically, the stock market's going to crash because people are going to panic and dump their stocks. Yeah.
I mean, I can pick that much up, but as far as like stock trading goes, I'm not really into it.
I'm not ready to jump into bed with Ron Ehrlich yet. Making me one of the few people in my family who can say that.
Sounds like someone in his family really likes Ron Ehrlich. Is this going to be an episode where he and his wife are fighting? The way they kind of set that up already?
Kind of, right?
Yeah.
They kind of like put the main thesis of the episode at the beginning.
Yeah.
CJ's going to need a reason why the president's waiting a day that doesn't sound like we're reconsidering Ehrlich. The man just died out of respect for his memory and his family.
It would be wrong to name a successor on the day he...
Respect works.
That if anybody needs me at lunch, I'm going to be at the gym. And that's going to be I'm going to live longer than you.
Don't count on it.
I have a feeling Rob Lowe's never skipped 3 weeks at the gym in his life.
You think it's beneath you to ask?
It is beneath me to ask. It's sewn up. By 15, we've got the trade bill. It's sewn up.
No, we're going to do good cop, bad cop.
No, we're really not.
Bernard Dahl oversaw the largest economic expansion in the country's history, and I can assure you he will be...
CJ?
Missed.
Mrs. Bartlett's declared a preference for Ron Ehrlich. To what extent do you think that's going to weigh in on the president's decision?
See, the First Lady just speaks out of turn, I think, is the issue.
Unnamed people close to the First Lady are saying she'd hope the president would appoint Ron Ehrlich when Bernie Dahl's term expired.
Abby's running with the ball, Sam.
And I just want to make sure we're the ones calling the plays in the huddle. This time it was in a wire piece. Sources close to Mrs. Bartlett.
I don't know anything about it.
We need to find a way for your staff to work better with our staff.
I mean,
well, that's the spirit, Sam.
There's always leaks, too. It's so crazy.
Right. I mean, he's not terribly wrong. The administration is the administration.
Exactly.
If my wife ran a hospital, I wouldn't walk around telling doctors what to do.
Kind of fun, though.
I know, right?
Who's that guy?
You're right.
Her husband.
Right. The chief of medicine's husband. Do what he says. He went to college. He knows everything.
So let me suggest, Mr. President, that I talk to the First Lady and ask her to clarify that her position...
No, we don't handle my wife. When we try, you know what happens at the other end of this building? But try to find out who those friends of my wife's are in the wire piece. Then take them out back and have them shot. Definitely put my shoulder into Intro to Cinema. Intro to Cinema is what got me where I am today.
I was a film major. It was great.
Don't be hating on the cinema.
They're great classes. You learn a lot.
What do they do?
They don't like that the daughter of the president is dating a young black man. It was in the papers yesterday that you and Charlie are going to some club opening this weekend. But you can't bring Charlie.
We're meeting for lunch, I'll tell him.
You gotta tell him the truth, Zoe. Don't make something up.
It'd probably be easier coming from him, honestly.
Well, because you can't argue with the president.
And you don't want your girlfriend saying, "I'm not taking you to a party." Nobody wants that.
I think she'll tell him why, and I think Charlie's pretty smart. He'll get it.
He is.
Dad, I've seen Wall Street, which
Right.
he's in Wall Street,
Exactly,
actually.
yeah.
Josh, we're Democrats.
We're at will win, by the way, by some 15 votes.
Thank you, Toby.
Anyone eating that donut?
All yours. Now, what happened?
Learned about American labor and manufacturing.
Yeah.
What kind of car do you drive?
Toyota.
Shut up.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And we're still here courting your vote for reasons passing understanding.
Get out of here.
The Wire has a piece. It'll be picked up. Sources close to the First Lady say that
Ron Ehrlich?
He spoke to Lily. She doesn't know anything about it.
Is it Lily?
Yeah.
Ron Ehrlich is an old friend, but she supports whatever.
Yeah, but she's not going to.
So that's the tension. Is his wife and him are friends?
I was just in there, and the president doesn't want
I
me to
mean,
handle the First Lady.
I want to see her side of it. I do too. I want to hear what she has to
didn't
say.
want you to learn the signs.
I've got most of the signs.
You don't have that one?
I'm learning that one.
Where's Sam?
He went to the gym.
Where are you guys in the trade bill?
Josh and Toby say we're 15 votes up. Becky, tell me you're not offering an amendment.
I am.
Becky?
Child labor restrictions.
You can't.
First Lady blew the trumpet.
No, she didn't.
See, that's the problem with what she did. Yeah.
This is going to blow the boat out of the water. Josh and Toby have a hard-nosed count that puts us over.
I'm talking to you as a courtesy.
Yeah,
Look,
there's a fight between the president and the first
Global
lady
Free
coming here.
Trade
Yeah.
Market Access Act.
I don't like it.
It'll just be you. It'll be informal and off the record. There'll be a reception at 5 for the Michigan Women's Democratic Caucus.
Toby thinks if you talk to Lily Mays again,
Clarification.
staffer to staffer, gently nudge her in that direction.
That the fact that you can buy a British-made Range Rover has hurt Ford to some degree.
Range Rover inspired Ford to design the Explorer, which is the best-selling vehicle in its class and Ford's most successful model in years.
There you go.
What'd you say? She's attaching a child labor amendment.
To what? To this.
She can't.
She is.
When?
Tonight. Somebody's got to talk to Mrs. Bartlett. Tell her to get Becky Reisman to back off.
What if she was doing this on Abby's instructions? It's taken 7 years to get the bill this far. It's locked down. Add this amendment now. I got to go back in there and be nice to these people.
And see, when it's a first lady issue like this, not to knock the first lady, but it's like self-sabotage. Like, we had this done and one of our own people, is kind of throwing the monkey wrench.
Which we haven't really seen that before yet.
Yeah, we haven't. Yeah.
Really great.
I'm sure it does happen all the time.
Sure.
Closest to it is really the contention
Yeah.
of the
My
vice
grandmother was a
president.
child.
And I see
Yeah.
you took note. 90% of all physicians have no college education.
Well, that's scary.
This is a fun lunch, so it's a little time travel
That's
thing.
why so many people died during
Yeah.
childbirth.
We can't go Friday night.
And that's okay.
Because racism.
Yeah.
Charlie, you've been getting death threats.
From, don't give a damn.
Charlie.
I don't give a damn. I bought a new suit.
This is why it would have been easier for her dad to tell him.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't
There's no
her.
argument.
It's not on her. It's official. It's
Look, it says here that 100 years ago, a black guy couldn't show up to a club opening with a white girl for fear he'd be killed.
So I had to go.
Hey, come on, tell her yourself.
Back at the office.
Lily tells me we have a problem.
Well, at least they're going to confront it face to face.
We're thoroughly professional.
No, ma'am, I don't think you are.
Oh.
I believe that you're prone to amateur mistakes. Mrs. Bartlett, you can't go on national television and decide to have that kid sit next to you on a whim. You got to vet this stuff through my office. I got to talk to Becky
really
Reisman
is.
and tell her not to offer that amendment tonight.
So I will.
Excuse me?
I said I will.
To see the president.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I wonder why that was weird.
Yeah.
2,000 marriage proposals, 2,000 death threats, a dozen bodyguards. Everyone wants to get close. I'd make sure I was the one guy in her life who was totally hassle-free.
Smart.
Danny's
That's
the
just
best.
Danny is the best.
Danny's a straight shooter. I love
He
him.
is. That was 100% right, too.
Yeah.
Stop piling on to the thousands of problems she's got going on that aren't under her control.
It's not really, I mean, it's about him, but at the
Right.
same time, it's like, dude, just
Right,
accept it. All right? It's one event.
Did you call me in to ask if I knew who the sources were close to the First Lady?
Yep.
Must save me from having this conversation with my wife.
That's what, and she knew that was it, too.
I'm better armed when I inevitably do.
I'm sorry, Mr. President.
So we are about to have
Thanks,
the great
Danny.
Martin Sheen-Stalker Channing show off that I've been waiting
Yeah,
for.
I saw that coming.
Yeah.
Did you decide to run for the Senate and not tell me?
Abby? I know that the amendment comes as a bit of a surprise, but
Your child labor amendment is a poison pill.
Abby?
Hello, gumdrop.
Yep.
Come
Sam
drop.
Seaborn came to see my chief of staff today. In fact, he did it twice.
I told CJ specifically.
Then CJ got the signal wrong.
Didn't get the signal wrong. I wanted her to send someone.
Are you telling
This
me
wire thing is a problem for me.
you don't staff me out? Don't handle me, Jed.
Don't play me, Abby. Don't work me. No, it wasn't Lily Mays. It was you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, and I'm sorry about that, but I wanted Ron to know that he had my support.
I
She's a
named
bit of a
Ron
Ron for
Ehrlich
that.
now, which I was going to do anyway. That makes it look like I'm taking instructions from my wife.
Because 30 years ago, the new Fed chair was my boyfriend for 6 months.
Oh.
Messages through the press. I'll walk up to the Hill right now, and I would give the Speaker of the House my resignation.
The House isn't in session.
You want to see me get on the phone and put it in session?
So he was waiting because they
Just
dated?
ease up on the high
Sounds like it.
All right.
On that point, I concede the high ground. Be wrong. When you're wrong, listen, be wrong, and get used to it.
However,
9 months, Abby.
however,
Yes.
if it was one of our girls in that factory, you'd send in the Marines.
What a great fight between two brilliant adults
Oh,
right
wow.
there. They just walked themselves right down.
It's because they both have like really great like senses of humor.
Yeah.
They've got strong morals. And they love each other.
And they say they love each other, they trust each other, they knew it was never going to get to the point where that was in jeopardy.
They have a disagreement, so what?
Right, yeah.
I mean, in this case, this is over the free world, but
yeah.
still.
Yeah.
Charlie had a fight. The lights will be off. There'll be a sock on the doorknob.
Oh my God.
Sentence, I'm a man of questionable health.
Double take. That was a good episode.
That was really solid.
That was a very good episode. I like that a lot.
Structurally, I really like how that went. It started off with the interview that was a bad idea, and Sam looking concerned about it, and walked us right up through all these things throughout the course of the day that showed that the the president and the first lady were not communicating well.
Yeah,
and which of course came to a head, which we were kind of seeing coming.
That's why this show's so great, because it always shows the issue up front.
Yeah,
and the rest of the episode is kind of like the conversation around it,
yeah,
or like the resolution of it, or the fallout. It's a really well structured show,
right?
In that regard,
the problem pops up, and now how do we deal with the problems? One of the things that the characters on the show say so much, and we've heard Martin Sheen say before, is what's next. Yeah. Is that idea of you know what I mean? It's the idea of okay, we put out this fire. It's a lot of putting out fires in this administration.
So many wheels are turning.
Yeah, of course, right.
This show is obviously it's fiction, but it probably doesn't scratch the surface of the day to day.
Agree completely.
And there's so much they're dealing with in each episode.
Yeah, and I thought it was really interesting, because when it started, we were dealing with all the domestic stuff, with the things, the issues that they were dealing with the first lady.
Yeah,
and then but the first time we see the president, he's sitting in on an intelligence briefing about international affairs, and it's like, man, there's just no spot to just be like, this is a thing we don't have to deal with today, right? No, but there's it's like whack-a-mole, there's like something popping up everywhere all the time.
Imagine doing that off of 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah, exactly. It's
That'd be insane.
Well, remember when Josh in the Mendoza arrest, when he was doing that interview on the campus, and he's like, what's a typical day like? He says, not one. You start off with a schedule and it's blown out of water in the first 15 minutes. Yeah. Because it's whack-a-mole, man. Pop up, issue.
And they showed you that in that episode.
Yeah.
Like when they're all in the Oval Office and he's like, with his tail between his legs over the whole press conference. They all got their coffee. They all don't want to be there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a day-to-day.
Right. It's like, here's what went wrong yesterday. Now let's move on to a new day-to-day where more things will go wrong.
Here's how we steer the ship.
Yeah.
It's just constantly steering the ship,
Yeah. It is beautiful writing. It's really comprehensive writing, and that it takes so much into account.
I like that it's not all like we're all on the same side,
right?
It's
completely.
happy-go-lucky. No, it's they show there's disagreements on this side. This was the same side, and they were disagreeing within that system.
Yeah, there were no Republicans fighting with them in this episode at all. It was all self-inflicted wounds.
Yeah. Did you find it interesting they kept referencing 100 years ago? Donna said that, and then obviously the Zoe.
And I think that was the whole point. I think that's where it came to a head. Was look, there are issues that were issues. All these quaint things, but we're still dealing with stupid issues like the whole race issue. Way beyond when we should have been able to move past it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they went from saying. What was it, 90% of doctors didn't have
a college education,
but that was 100 years ago. We fixed that.
Yeah, we fixed that, but we can't fix a white girl's dating a black guy.
So it points out.
Yeah, it's just masterful writing.
It really is, and it's a solid hang.
Is there anything better than when you get the perfectly written script with great written dialogue and you put it in the hands of incredibly talented actors? You put a great script and great actors together, and it's just like
that's what I live and die for, man. I love it.
Me too. It's like I don't care what the show's about. If you've got a great script with great actors, it's compelling.
Well, we talked about that with Mad Men. We were like, it's literally a great script, great actors, a camera, and a room.
Yeah,
we're not doing action set pieces. We're not racing cars.
Yes,
it's literally in one setting.
Same thing, right? This is not a CGI kind of show, but it's so compelling.
And it gives
not that it has to. I'm just pointing out that all you need is
it's minimalist in terms of what they could do with a budget of this size.
Exactly. It's just you don't need all of that stuff to tell a good story.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, guys. We will be back with the next one next week.
Thanks for being here.